What happens when the Red Sox suddenly have too many starting pitchers? And what if the answer involves trading an $18 million arm before he even throws a single pitch in Boston? The front office just made a move that has Fenway faithful divided right down the middle. And what comes next to define the entire season? Stick around because we are breaking down why Patrick Sandoval might be packing his bags before spring training even ends. And trust me, the reason behind this is going to surprise you. Quick favor. If you're loving this content, smash that subscribe button. Over 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It costs nothing, takes 2 seconds, and means everything to us. Already hit it? Awesome, you're the real MVP. Now let us get into this absolute chaos brewing in the Red Sox rotation. Picture this. The Red Sox front office sitting around a conference table, looking at their depth chart like it is a Thanksgiving dinner where someone brought way too many side dishes. You've got Ranger Suárez freshly signed and ready to anchor the rotation. You have got Garrett Crochet, the flame-throwing lefty they traded half the farm system to acquire. Sonny Gray is still there, bringing veteran savvy and playoff experience. Brian Bello is developing into the ace everyone hoped he would be. Johan Oviedo is waiting in the wings. And then there's Patrick Sandoval, the $18 million question mark, recovering from Tommy John surgery. Somebody's got to go, and the front office is eyeing Sandoval like he is the last piece of pizza nobody wants to claim, but everyone knows is getting cold. The math simply does not add up, folks. 5 legitimate starters for 5 spots sounds perfect, except when you remember that Sandoval is on a 2-year, $18 million deal and coming off major elbow reconstruction. The Red Sox did not sign him to sit in the bullpen, and they sure as heck did not pay that kind of money for him to pitch in AAA Worcester. So what is the play here? Trade him while his value could still fetch something useful, or roll the dice and hope he comes back better than ever. Spoiler alert, the front office is leaning heavily toward option 1. Now let's talk about Patrick Sandoval for a second, because this is not just some random minor league call-up. This is a guy who showed flashes of brilliance with the Angels before his elbow decided to stage a mutiny. When healthy, Sandoval can paint corners, mix speeds, and keep hitters off balance like a magician pulling rabbits out of hats. But here's the catch, and it is a big one. Tommy John surgery. Those 3 words strike fear into the hearts of general managers everywhere. Sure, some pitchers come back from it and dominate. Just ask Jacob deGrom or Steven Strasburg. But for every success story, there's a cautionary tale of someone who never quite finds their groove again. The Red Sox are staring at that uncertainty and asking themselves a very simple question. Do we bet $18 million and a roster spot on a guy who might not be ready until June? Or do we cash in now, while other teams are still intrigued by a potential? And here's where it gets spicy. Reports are swirling that the Red Sox are quietly shopping Sandoval to teams desperate for starting pitching. And trust me, there are plenty of those. The market for arms is hotter than a Fenway Frank in July. Teams like the Orioles, Mariners, and even the Dodgers are reportedly sniffing around, wondering if they can buy low on a pitcher who could be a steal if he returns to form. The Red Sox know this. They know that if Sandoval shows up to spring training in Fort Myers throwing 94 with movement, his trade value skyrockets faster than a Tristan Casas home run. But if he struggles or worse, gets shut down again, they are stuck holding an expensive bag of what-ifs. Meanwhile, Red Sox Nation is split down the middle like a poorly cooked steak. On one side, you've got the fans screaming, "Give him a chance. We just signed the guy. What is the point of bringing him in if we are just going to flip him for prospects?" And honestly, they've got a point. It feels weird to watch the team invest in a player only to immediately start plotting his exit. It is like buying a new car and listing it on Craigslist the next day. But on the other side, you've got the analytics crowd, the ones who live and breathe spreadsheets, nodding knowingly and saying, "This is smart business. You maximize value when you can." Sandoval might be great, but we have got 5 other guys who can fill that role without the injury risk. Why not trade him for a power bat or a bullpen arm we actually need? Both arguments make sense, which is exactly why the situation is driving everyone crazy. The front office is not just playing checkers here. They are playing 4-dimensional chess while blindfolded. They are trying to balance fan expectations, financial flexibility, and the harsh reality that in baseball, you cannot keep everyone. Something has got to give, and right now, that something looks a whole lot like Patrick Sandoval in a different uniform. But let us zoom out for a second and talk about why this move actually makes sense from a cold, calculated front office perspective. The Red Sox rotation is stacked. Like, legitimately deep. Garrett Crochet is the future ace, the guy who can miss bats and dominate lineups when he's on. Ranger Suárez brings postseason experience and consistency. The kind of pitcher who might not blow you away, but will give you 6 solid innings every 5th day. Sonny Gray is a grizzled veteran, the guy who has been there, done that, and can mentor younger arms while still being effective. Brian Bello is a homegrown talent. The pitcher Red Sox fans have been waiting to see blossom into a true number one. And Johan Oviedo? He is the wild card, the guy with untapped potential who could surprise everyone. So, where does Sandoval fit in all this? Honestly, he does not. Not comfortably, anyway. Sure, you could argue he is insurance in case someone gets hurt. But $18 million is a lot of money to spend on insurance, especially when that insurance policy is coming off Tommy John surgery. The Red Sox are not the Yankees or the Dodgers. They cannot just throw money around without consequences. Every dollar spent on Sandoval is a dollar not spent on bullpen help, or a power-hitting outfielder, or extending Tristan Casas. The opportunity cost is real, and the front office knows it. Here is where the plot thickens. Spring training is going to be absolutely critical for Patrick Sandoval. If he shows up to Fort Myers and looks like his old self, crisp command, good velocity, no hesitation in his delivery, his trade value goes through the roof. Teams that were mildly interested suddenly become very interested. The Red Sox could flip him for a controllable outfielder, a high-upside relief prospect, or even package him in a bigger deal for a star player. But if Sandoval struggles, if he is sitting 91 instead of 94, if his command is shaky, if he shows any signs of discomfort, that trade value evaporates faster than ice cream on a summer day at Fenway. The Red Sox will be stuck with a high-priced pitcher who might not be ready for the regular season, and suddenly that $18 million contract looks a whole lot worse. This is a gamble. Do they trade him now, before spring training, and lock in whatever value they can get? Or do they wait, let him prove himself, and risk losing leverage if things go south? It is the ultimate high-stakes poker game, and the Red Sox are all in. And here's the thing Red Sox fans need to understand. This is not about being cheap. This is not about giving up on Sandoval as a person or a player. This is about roster construction, about building a team that can compete not just this year, but for the next 5 years. The front office has to think long-term. They have to ask themselves, does keeping Patrick Sandoval make us better in 2026? Does it help us develop our young talent? Does it give us flexibility to make other moves? And right now, the answer to all those questions is probably no. Trading Sandoval opens up payroll space. It creates opportunities to address other needs, like bullpen depth or offensive production. It sends a message that the Red Sox are serious about winning, that they are willing to make tough decisions even when those decisions are unpopular. And let's be real, this move is going to be unpopular. Fans hate seeing players leave, especially before they've had a chance to prove themselves. But sometimes, the right move is not the popular move. Sometimes, being smart means being ruthless. Let's talk about what the Red Sox could realistically get in a Patrick Sandoval trade. If they move him before spring training, they are probably looking at a mid-level prospect, maybe a high-upside reliever or utility infielder with some pop. Not sexy, but useful. If they wait until after he dominates in spring training, though, the return could be significantly better. We are talking about a top 15 organizational prospect or a major league-ready outfielder who can hit 20 home runs. The difference is massive, which is why the Red Sox are walking this tightrope so carefully. They want to maximize value, but they do not want to wait too long and risk losing all leverage. It is a delicate balance, and one wrong move could haunt them for years. Imagine Sandoval getting traded, staying healthy, and winning 15 games for another team while the Red Sox struggle to find a fifth starter. The backlash would be nuclear. Fenway would turn into a mob scene. Talk radio would explode. But on the flip side, imagine the Red Sox holding on to Sandoval, watching him struggle through injuries, and missing out on a chance to acquire a piece that could have helped them win the division. That is just as bad, if not worse. The reality is, there is no perfect answer here. Every option comes with risk. Every decision has consequences. But that is what makes baseball so compelling, right? It is not just about what happens on the field. It is about the chess moves happening behind the scenes, the calculated risks, the gut instinct calls that define entire franchises. The Red Sox are at a crossroads, and the Patrick Sandoval decision is going to tell us a lot about what kind of team they want to be. Are they going to play it safe, hold on to depth and hope for the best? Or are they going to be aggressive, make the tough call, and bet on their ability to find value elsewhere? My money is on the latter. This front office has shown time and time again that they are willing to make bold moves. They traded Mookie Betts. They let Xander Bogaerts walk. They went all in on Garrett Crochet. They are not afraid to ruffle feathers. And they are not afraid to take heat from a fan base. Trading Patrick Sandoval would fit right into that playbook. So what happens next? Well, all eyes are on spring training. Every bullpen session, every simulated game, every radar gun reading is going to be scrutinized like it is a Zapruder film. If Sandoval looks good, expect trade rumors to intensify. If he looks shaky, expect the Red Sox to scramble and figure out Plan B. Either way, this story is far from over. We are just getting started, folks. And as the dominoes start to fall, remember this, the Red Sox did not build this roster by accident. Every move, every signing, every trade is part of a bigger plan. Whether that plan includes Patrick Sandoval or not, we are about to find out. And when we do, it is going to find the entire trajectory of the season. The stakes are high, the pressure is on, and the clock is ticking. Welcome to Red Sox baseball in 2026, where nothing is certain and everything is on the table. Stay tuned, because this ride is just getting started.